Crushing the meta.
What's going on, everyone, and big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we are here with D-Boy. I'm here with you guys to do another series of spike related videos. So this video I could show you the deck that I made on Dust, because I don't have Dust yet myself, because we have to wait like 2 days for we could open the case and we get the case, because we are getting a case. And I will definitely take the Dust out of the case, these that are. So I could show you that, but I could also show it to your own area beforehand, because I'm still testing it out. So I will show you the deck, and afterward I will show you the deck in action. And it's an interesting match, so I wanted to show it to you anyway. So I have 2 decks that I actually changed, which first of all we have the Turbo Spike, and then we have the Dust Spike, and of course there is also the Combo Heavy deck, which will also change a little bit. And I think that I will make the Combo Heavy deck Dust ready, but afterwards we'll make a deck for Dust just by himself, because one, I have enough Spike Roller cards, and second, it's really nice to have multiple decks. So yeah, so let's actually show you the Dust deck, because that's what this video is all about, and it's easier to do it like this, so you could see the whole deck. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's first go through the deck. Of course, for the starter, I play one Mega Trainer. The Mega Trainer is really important. You could get your tier, you could get your PGs if you need it, but mostly you get your heals, your tier, or sometimes even your Frog Raider. So that's why you play the Mega Trainer as a starter. Then you play the 4 heals. You need the Lindsay heal, I like that. She's really good. The art is amazing. Of course, you have the 2 skills. Important, the counter charge in this deck. And then you play Lyre Lips, of course, at 4, because she combos really good with Nova, because we play Nova and we play Star. Then for the draw triggers, you play at least 2, and then you could play 4 stands and 2 more crits, or you could play more stands, whatever you want. I wanted to try the Mega Instructor in this deck, but I put him at 2. And then I play 5 draws and 1 more Silent Joker. You could play whatever trigger you want, but you always need to have the 4 crits, which are the Lyre Lips in my opinion, the 4 heals, and at least 2 draws. And then try the 2 stands. They're really nice, of course, because sometimes you don't have the counterblast, so they work the same as an Axe Diver, which is really cool. And then of course I do like the draw, so I play 5 draws. I play this card only at 2. I've talked about this before, why I don't really like Dudley Schemer as much as I like the 5k vanilla draw, because you could make the 9k column with the Lyre Lips, and then you could use Lyre Lips to go into the soul, and you could draw a card. Especially if you do that on the turn that you go into Star, and then you could eat up your draw trigger to draw another card, so that's really cool. Or you could do the whole combo with Agrius, and you could still leave your draw trigger and then bind zone. So the Schemer, the 4k of the Schemer doesn't really work good with the Lyre Lips, or sometimes if they have a 7k or 8k on the field that you could attack, then that could work as well. Therefore, the great ones, I'm thinking about cutting the Cutting Brain to play the Unflip PG, because one, I have them in SP, and second, because I do really need the counterblast in this deck. You need the counter charge, because Dust is just too counterblast heavy for Spike, and he doesn't charge anything, so that's actually the big problem for Dust. Is the difference between Dust and Agrius or Dirty Picaro, that they charge your stuff and Dust doesn't, so that's why the charge mechanic is actually very hard to get off with Dust. And if you want to make it easier, you could use Nova, but that's a counterblast 3 turn, so you need to counterblast for Dust and then counterblast for Nova, which is way too much. But yeah, it does work. So I'm thinking about cutting the Cutting Brain. Then I play the 2 Fake Bombers. Fake Bomber, in my opinion, is really important if you want to play the Fake Bomber Star Laser combo, because his name is not Razor, he's Laser. And I also play the Eliza. The good thing about Eliza is she doesn't have to be charged to be able to get her skill off. So you could just put her on the field from your hand with the dust turn and she would work. Also, she's very important in the Dirty Picora turn because you still could go and make the 3 Tiger attacks. So that's really nice. The Frog Raider, Playmod 3 or Playmod 4, really important to, you definitely need to play him. And then you could play the 2 tiers, as you can see. The tier is really necessary in this deck, and that's why you also change your G-Zone just to be able to play tier, because tier could be from your hand, or you could get him off with even Nova if you have something else to charge, like if you play let's say you play the Umber Clone, then you could still work, which is Wing Killer Misery, of course. I will also try to put her in this deck, but that would mean that I would have to take an Axe Diver, but we'll come back to that later. So afterwards we go to the grade 2s. I of course play 4 copies of Laser, because Laser, a Star, Fake Armor, D3 will definitely make the big combo on the Dust turn, and that's just amazing. Having enough lasers in your hand, or a Hive Maker if you would or could play him, would be insane. Of course, I do at least play 2 Tigers, 1 Cheetah for the extra advantage that you could get sometimes with Agrius, or just with Star himself. And you definitely play at least 1 Procure. You could play the 1 Procure because you play the 2 Axe Divers. If you don't play Axe Diver, then you need to play 2 Procures at least to be able to win the Link Joker Chaos Breaker matchups. The Axe Diver, of course, puts so much work in this deck. Just Counterblast 4 with Nova and Dust, and that will give you just 2 extra attacks, so that's just amazing. I could show you the combo later on, or another video, which I'll definitely do a combo video. And then of course you have the Mega Instructor, which does the same. I'm not a really big fan of this card yet, but I'm trying to give him a chance, and I will definitely play him at least at 2 to be able to use a skill. And then playing, of course, the 4 Nova and the 4 Star, as I said. Star is really good as a Vanguard and as a Vanguard, and you need Nova because he makes the Dust turn way easier to get off. So that's actually the deck. Now let's go into a match that I played. Well, in the match, the deck doesn't really... I didn't really show Dust himself, but I still like to show you the match because it's really interesting. And the deck that I played against was something that I really wanted to play against. So let's put this at 3 and then try to show it to you guys. So as you can see here, the deck that I was playing against is a Gyze deck. So it's an Angel Feather Gyze deck, and as you can see from here, I put 2 triggers back to try to get a grade 2. And what did I draw? 2 draw triggers and a critical trigger. And as you can see from his hand, he had a pretty good hand. He got the grade 1. He could rush me out grade 2 if he wanted. He attacked me, and I didn't really want to take a crit that soon, so I put a draw trigger in there just to defend myself. Didn't draw a grade 2, of course, so I stayed at grade 1. Gave all the power and the crit to my Vanguard, which is alright. You don't really have to give the crit to your Vanguard, because you don't want to do them too much damage, because otherwise they could even go to Gyze if you're still at grade 2 or grade 1 even. It doesn't really matter, because the ultimate stride would work even if you're staying at grade 0. So that's the thing. So that's why you don't want to give them too much damage. But I thought, well, yeah, I would definitely go to grade 3 then, and I could maybe have the first stride and then turbo into the GB8, giving them the Gyze turn. So he attacked me right here and attacked me. I took the 2 damage, draw, and I tried to G-assist, which I almost never get off. So yeah, so the G-assist didn't work, and I had like 3 Novas in my hand, which never is in real life. Sometimes you have 3, sometimes you have 4, and I went just to attack the rear guard. So I told him it's a 1 to pass, and it's actually, yeah, it's 19, it's not even a 1 to pass. But he didn't want to guard, so I thought it's alright. He got a heal and a crit, so that would put him at 1 damage and put me at 4, which is insane. And then I got my draw, which was grade 2, so that's nice. I guarded that and I guarded this because he cannot give power to his Vanguard. And that's actually the downside to Gyze. You could just guard the Vanguard attack each time and leave your damage low. But it doesn't matter. When they go to Gyze, it doesn't really matter how much damage you get. But you can be very reckless and then you could guard afterwards because they cannot get power from the triggers. So that's the thing. Now I have gone to the grade 3 finally, so I will stride into Agrias because I want to draw the last heal, because I could search 1 heal, but I know that I have 2 left in my deck, 2 Liar Lips in my hand, so I will filter my deck up just to get the last heal. In here I used the Great Star skill, I didn't charge them, go for 15 and go for 16, then use the Liar Lips of course when Agrias attack, to draw 3 cards, 2 from Liar Lips and 1 from Agrias, and I got the heal, which I really needed. And then I left the fake power in the bind zone, and I took back the laser, Blackguard, and the star. Why? Because I wanted to put pressure on him, and I wanted to push his damage up so I could finish up with the HellHarth 8. In here, I need just 1 trigger to make this enough to hit his Vanguard because he will not get power. And I got 2 draw triggers, which is pretty nice. Gave me an advantage that I needed, and then I guarded. So from here on, he strided into Gyze, of course, which is really nice. It's the first time me going against Gyze, so I thought, well, that's cool, but he can't do it. This is all that he could do. So I G-guarded, used 3 G-Guardians just to be able to go to HellHarth 8, because I really don't want him to finish his turn off after attacking with his Vanguard. So from here, I told him to wait because I was still using the Hecaton skill. So counter charge, and then I put the 3 cards back. Attack me from here. He attacked into my Vanguard, which I thought that he attacked into my Vanguard, so I actually didn't really need to perfect guard the attack from Dust. But I thought, well, he was attacking my Vanguard. I really didn't see a reason for him to not attack my Vanguard. But yeah, anyway, from here I had GB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so I was ready for GB 8, and I also declared final turn as always, why wouldn't I? Drew into another star, which is alright because I just put 1 back, so attacked with the HellHarth 8, use of course Nova skill. It's just so refreshing to play HellHarth 8 with Nova because that's amazing. So he guarded for 3 to pass, which is alright. I got no triggers, but I have already pumped Frog Raider by 15k. So from here I activated the Frog Raider skill to power up the I activated HellHarth 8 skill to just power up the laser. And then I got an Axe Diver. The Axe Diver got the Nova, the Star back. If you didn't see what happened, I attacked with Star first, and I didn't give him the power, because normally that could hit for 21, but in this case he is at 30. So I attacked with the Star, but I gave the power to the Frog Raider, and then I attacked with Laser, and that is when I gave the HellHarth 8 skill to Laser. So in this situation, I have a lot of cards in my hand, so I could power up my Frog Raider even more and more. And I activated the skill from Star to give him the extra 3k, call off the Fake Bomber, and I also activated the Axe Diver skill, of course, which gave him the extra 5k, and gave the Giant Star also the extra 5k. My Frog Raider will restand, and then from here on I could attack with this column first, giving the power to the Frog Raider again. Why? Because this card could go back to the deck, and I could abuse the one Axe Diver that I have. So the Axe Diver will go back, Frog Rider will keep the power, and that's when things get interesting. Because from here on you will be powering up the Frog Rider, powering up the Frog Rider just to make him enough to be able to hit at least the 81 to be able to kill Gyze. In this situation, I had the 2 Cutting Brains in my damage zone, so there was no reason to go Cutting Brain combo because that will give the only extra 10k. Otherwise, you could just power up the Frog Rider for a crazy amount of power, but I had 2 of them and I had to GS, so this was just too much. Yeah. GS didn't work, but yeah, doesn't matter. I had to wait 1 turn. So from here on, I activated the fake bombers to get out the razor that I have in my hand. I could also have get up the mega instructor, but both of them were charged, so both of them will go back to the deck, which is alright, because I gave the power to the Frog Raider. Again, I was just powering up my Frog Raider. From here on, he got a heal trigger, which I was very happy because I wanted to continue my turn, and I really wanted to see what he has in his hand. So he had 1 heal and a PG, actually 2 heals and a PG. So, but he knew what was happening, and he knew that he could never guard the crazy amount of power that Frog Rider will get. So I got up something right here, which doesn't matter because the extra 10k was just to power of the Frog Rider again. And from here on, I got another Razor, and the Razor will of course attack for, as I said, at least the 81. So attacked again, and from here on he just didn't want to guard because it was 86. He could guard 1, 2 attacks, and then he had to take the other 2. So it was alright. It was a good game from me. It was also a good game from him. He played well, but that's the thing about Gyze. You can't really do much. You don't get triggers, so he doesn't power up himself. So even if Gyze was at 0 damage, HellHarth 8 has no problem to just mop the floor with Gyze and his buddies. But I actually really wanted to play Dust, but Dust against Gyze, that doesn't do much because Dust cannot do him damage, Dust cannot put his power at 1, so in this situation, just go HellHarth 8 and kick his ass. So yeah, that was actually this video. Just wanted to show you this match and wanted to show you the deck on Gyze that I made. The 2 cards that I really wanted to play more or try more are, of course, giving tier more chance. I always play tier on my spike decks, but putting them at 2 or maybe even at 3. And of course the Mega Instructor, which is actually pretty nice. I could have also done some crazy combos with him because I had 1 in hand and I could left the star right here, and I could call the Fake Bomber. The Fake Bomber could have called the Mega Instructor, and then afterwards the Instructor will restand the Frog Rider, attack for a still crazy amount of power, and go back to the deck and then bind and call the star that I had right here, and the star will be able to call like another Mega Instructor or something. And in this situation, the Mega Instructor will go back to the deck, but he will be able to power off the Frog Rider even more. So I could have give the Frog Rider extra 30k if I wanted. But yeah, I'm still testing the Instructor out, and I think that it's a pretty good neat card. But in some situations it doesn't really work, but I will definitely put him maybe even at 1 in my normal deck just to have that 3rd Axe Diver, because actually it's just an Axe Diver. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this crazy snail fast video to talk about Dust a little bit and to show you how the normal deck or even the HellHarth 8 himself could function against Gyze, which is nothing. Gyze is nothing comparison to what HellHarth 8 could do. So, thanks again for watching. Till next time.
Crushing the meta.